Hi ladies and gentlemen, today is, September 24th, 2014, at least when I'm recording this. And yes, you'll know a few things are different here. I don't really care to mention them, or why. You know, I've been talking a long time about how you engineer and exploit perpetual war, how you make enemies, how you convince a group of people today to be your ally and then tomorrow turn them into your enemy. In the meantime, supplying them with weapons and ammunition, training and money. You know, I think I've talked about it enough. And it's the same story over and over again. And you can get all of this information off of all the other alternative media out there. The only reason why I decided to at least reiterate it here is because the mainstream media fails, even Fox News, fails to tell the whole story. Because there's money involved, there's political power, there's, the agenda of the elite, for lack of a better term, that in the end, of course, is to destroy, if not all, most of humanity. And I have these solemn days every once in a while, and this is certainly one of them. So, here we are on this. It's really a beautiful day today. There are no clouds in the sky, and there's a slight breeze. It's a little warm. But I felt like I had to at least make an effort to get on the record that what you're seeing transpire in the world and the reasons for it and the lies and the deceits that are being pushed out there on all fronts to justify what's happening today and has been happening for many years, but it's getting there today, of course. And also with all of the police state really crankdowns on everyone here and around the world. And you Americans, you just applaud it and you go along with it because this evil empire you think is going to protect you, when in reality it's designing and maintaining these enemies themselves and the so-called terrorist organizations. You Americans won't ever learn. You were fooled at least 100% of the time since World War II. A lot of sad things have happened lately, and I think I've realized that, and I've said it before, I don't believe this thing's going to be turned around. The evil has gotten too entrenched, so much so that we are its children. Even the best of us, even the ones that seem to be doing the very best they can, we still succumb to the evil of this system and applaud it when it fits our agenda, when we allow fear to overtake reason, when we allow hate to overtake love of our fellow man. A very dear friend of mine passed away not too long ago. I won't go into too much more detail than that. And another one whom I had a little bit of a falling out with for various reasons, partially because of what I do here. Not all of it, but certainly most of it. Has lost her home and probably a good portion of what she considered to be her life to be. I don't know all the details at this point. There isn't much I can fix. There's only something that I can do to stand up for. I guess I didn't put that very well. I can't fix much. I can only lend my voice and make the stand that is necessary to be made. God help me. I don't want anybody else's help. And if God sees fit not to lend his hand in the efforts that I make, that's his call. That doesn't necessarily mean that my actions should be totally dependent on believing that he will intervene. For we must, as every tub must, stand on its own bottom, on its own legs. For we're the ones that are being tested of if we will do right or wrong, good or evil, find ourselves or lose ourselves. Americans are not doing very well. Cultivated viruses, diseases, cultivated wars, cultivated thefts of your wealth. I even see now where major investment companies are saying, oh yeah, the bankers stole our money, oh yeah, they got the bailouts and we got nothing, and they did it under force of threat of violence or lack of protection. Sort of like what, if you've seen that before in the old movies, when the mafia comes in, you don't pay them, the protection money they want, then they allow you to be raped, pillaged, murdered. And the banks did it to us as a nation, and they're doing it to the world. And we sit by and we do nothing. Our congressmen and our senators and our law enforcement officials, they go after the little guy on the street or those who are standing up for their rights, not for the people that are committing these gross and heinous crimes. Treason. In America, you think you're special. Oh, you're special, all right. You're special in the amount of wickedness and evil that you feed. Have I received something from God to say this? No. It's just an obvious observation when you put all the pieces together. The best of you, the best of us, have fallen not just short of the mark, but have chosen evil over good. I'd like to say pray for your deliverance, but I think you've proven you don't deserve it. Not even the best of us. So, let's see, when did I start this? 2009, let's say 2010. In earnest, 2011. Well, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3.5, 4 years. I think my voice is, it's probably weak now. And its effectiveness is, unfortunately, because of the repetition, the repetitive nature of the message, is being ignored or not heard, or maybe it's been absorbed by others, and of course I've absorbed some of their messages, the alternative media people, and I've mentioned them before. But all of the pieces of the puzzle, all the ways to analyze what's happening, we've given it all to you. It's all there. There's nothing lacking in that. The only thing lacking is in those of you who seek to apply the principles of truth and honor, to refuse to have lies and deceits fed to you, fear used to take power from us, the people, and in that name do horrible and evil things to the people in the world. There's a legal definition, and it says a man intends the natural consequences of his acts. Well, I take it a little further than that as to what I'm seeing. I see deliberate design in what is being done across the world in the name of fighting terrorism or fighting disease or fighting hunger or whatever. I see a deliberate deceit. And yet, you can still apply that legal definition that looking at the end results, what our leaders are doing, they intend by the natural consequences of their acts.